Okay, we are back with another bias F tier list video, and I want to thank everybody to watch my last Godzilla video because I made that video. I just kind of wanted to get something out there because I was really excited about the new movie coming out, and I was just surprised how many views, and I gained some subscribers from it and I got likes from it, and I've been making videos for like years now, and I have over 100 videos up, and I that's probably like the most interaction I've gotten just because I was passionately talking about something I love. So I was like, and it gave me the boost, like, let's make some more videos because I'm having fun now, you know. I never thought that people would, and then I got to the point like, oh, people are actually listening to what I'm saying. It's kind of weird to feel like, but anyways, I just want to thank anyone who watched that video and is still listening now. So we're gonna talk about Heisei. Heisei is a period of Godzilla films that I wasn't really aware of growing up because at my timeline was I watched a couple Showas growing up a lot, just like on repeat, the same ones, and then millennia is kind of where like I was watching them kind of come out, you know, and like getting them like I would rent them when they would come out. So Heisei was kind of one that I just didn't really know of, and it wasn't until I was a bit older that I was able to kind of start watching them. So, but I remember Godzilla Return. I did have it on VHS. I still have the VHS. I'm looking at it right now. I'll put a picture, but it was the American version. But like, so we're gonna judge the Japanese versions. So Godzilla Return. I'm gonna put this one lower than the rest of them, mainly because it's kind of weird because there's only 7 of them, and it's kind of hard to gauge like where I'm at with these movies. Yeah, I'm gonna put it D. What I liked about it is I feel like I should maybe put it higher because like I said, I've always said this before, I love Godzilla content, you know, but like it was a good effort to like bring back Godzilla into a new era. Although there were parts of it that were like, you know, it was a standalone Godzilla movie that like not many people talk about. Actually, people talk about the original one, Shin Godzilla, -1 definitely, even 98. But like I rarely hear people talk about this one. I did have some fun parts, like the part with the homeless guy. There was a weird part with the homeless guy, just like he was just there like cursing at Godzilla. That actually is kind of funny. Also, I did like the part with the Godzilla lice. That was really creepy, you know. And and spoilers if you haven't seen it, but like they kill Godzilla by throwing him in a volcano, which is actually pretty awesome. One thing I think about with the Godzilla movies coming out is like they have to each Godzilla movie, like standalone usually, they have to find a creative way to kill Godzilla, and eventually I think they're gonna run out of ideas. But like putting him in a volcano is the coolest way ever that I think Godzilla has been killed or defeated, you know what I mean? And it's wild. Also, the American version actually is interesting because it actually, Raymond Burr from the American version of the original Godzilla movie makes a comeback. He kind of just chills there, doesn't do a whole lot, but it is pretty funny. And then also Dr. Pepper has a big advertisement, I guess, in the American one, because most of the time they're just drinking Dr. Pepper and just talking in a war room. You're not really doing anything. But yeah. Anyways, Bio Latte. I am going to put B for Bio Latte. And the reason I put this, I would put it at A, but I put it at B because this movie had so much potential to be better than it was. Because there were things they cut out and edited out of this movie that I think if they kept would have been so much better. Because there's like, you go look at like, if you Google like Bio Latte deleted scenes or stuff like that, like there's scenes where like they animate like sequences into the movie and it's like super beautiful, like Bio Latte like absorbing Godzilla, or like the flowers get spread. But like, you know, it was like the most expensive Godzilla movie I think at the time, and it just kind of sucks that we got like kind of a, you know, not I would like them to like a full release of like those added clips because I've seen them and they look really beautiful, and if they had them I would have definitely put this at A. But there was like one part where like the girl who like is absorbed, like her spirit is like absorbed in a bio latte. When she dies, it's just like a clip art picture of her head, like photoshopped, and it's kind of funny. But like bio latte is one of my favorite kaiju's. I remember I first knew who she was in Godzilla Unleashed, because she's just so massive, and then you absorb the crystals and she becomes bigger. But bio latte and the special effects in this movie, way ahead of its time. I mean, there are parts of that movie that I can see definitely influenced like later movies. I mean, I think even Steven Spielberg said himself how Godzilla did influence like Jurassic Park. But it's interesting how Little Shop of Horrors influenced bio latte. So there's that. Ghidorah. The new Ghidorah. I'm actually gonna put this at A tier, mainly because look, I think Bio Latte has a better story, but I'm putting Ghidorah at A tier because the story is just crazy. As far as like, because Heisei was supposed to be rebranded as like the newer like serious Godzilla, but out of all these movies here, Ghidorah has I think the wildest like story. I mean, the story is that like Godzilla destroys the future. So these people from the future come to the past so they can go further in the past from the people in the present, so they can kidnap Godzilla there, bring him to the present, like get rid of him. So then Ghidorah but they have these things, the Dorats, that they send back in time with the when they go back in time to get blown up by nuclear radiation. So instead of like Godzilla becoming Godzilla, the Dorats become Ghidorah, and then Ghidorah destroys Japan because they're trying to get rid of Japan because Japan gets too strong in the future. And then all of a sudden they have to get Godzilla back by like, I think there was a second Godzilla that just spawned through radiation somehow to kill Ghidorah, but then he defeats Ghidorah. And then they're like, oh no, but Godzilla's destroying Japan. What do we do? Okay, let's go to the future and get Ghidorah, who was killed by Godzilla in the present, and then we're gonna bring him back as a robot. Also, not to mention, there's like a Terminator, like a cyborg android dude who becomes Ghidorah, like AI brain, and so they bring him back as a Mecha Ghidorah who defeats Godzilla. Yeah, that's the storyline, and it is crazy. So it's one of those movies that like I'm putting in with the homies and like, look, you gotta check this out. But I put it at A because that storyline is absolutely dumb, but it is crazy, you know. So I got to give it props to that one. And yeah, so let's see, what is the next one? I can't even see that. That is I believe Mechagodzilla. Although I think Mothra was the next one, but we're gonna go to do Mechagodzilla. So Mechagodzilla, I'm putting you at C tier. That is Mechagodzilla, right? Yeah. I'm putting that at C. I even put it at D. It was cool. I'm not a huge fan of Mechagodzilla's design, if I'm being honest with you. It was Mechagodzilla 2, which technically I think 3, because Terramax Godzilla was technically Mechagodzilla 2, because it has the MG2 on his side. I've talked about it before, but yeah, it had Rodan. I like Rodan's updated design. It did also introduce the new baby Godzilla. Looks a little creepy, but Mickey, the psychic, she's in all of them. Like there's also a psychic named Mickey who's like pretty much in all the Heisei except the Godzilla's Return, who she's just like, if you're a Godzilla fan, you know who Mickey is. But yeah, I mean, it was a solid film. You know, it's cool whenever Mechagodzilla gets the jetpack and he's like Super Mechagodzilla 2 now. It's like, this is Mechagodzilla 2, you know. That's really about it. There's not much to say about that one. It's just kind of, Rodan kind of pulls a Mothra. That's a bit cool, you know. That's all I gotta say about that one. Now, I'm putting Mothra A tier. There are I saw some influences of this one with the original Godzilla versus Mothra, where there's like a corporation trying to like make money or something. Fairies, you know, to make a return and stuff like that. I loved it because like you get evil Mothra, Batra, which I remember I first saw in like, I think Godzilla Saves the Earth. Like he flies around and like shoots laser beams, and then they team up and like to fight Godzilla, and some of like really cool effects Like they pick up Godzilla and throw him in the ocean, and then Mothra goes out into space, to stop, like, I think Space Godzilla. But like, it's fun. Mothra's a great monster. Everyone generally loves Mothra, and then the evil Batra has like an awesome theme song, So it's a fun movie. I enjoy it. Two giant moths fighting Godzilla. I mean, I had no problem with that. Oh, there's one part where like Mothra's about to die, and then like Godzilla's gonna he throws like a Ferris wheel on her, and then like Batra's like, no, why must we fight? We must rule them, something like that. So in for that one, Space Godzilla. I'm gonna put you. I kind of want to put you A, but I'm gonna put B. I'll put B. I'm hovering around A. I put B because the one thing I tell you I love about Space Godzilla is Godzilla Jr. is so cute and adorable. There's a part where Space Godzilla levitates him, and it's like trying to kidnap him, and it's like, no, he's just a child, and just but there Space Godzilla was a pretty cool threat. Although I will say my issue, I wouldn't say issue, but if I had to nitpick it, was it's funny because a lot of people complain about these in like some of the movies, but like the ending fight scene is really long. I mean, just really long. And there are parts of it where I'm like, okay, when is this gonna end? They've been fighting for hours. Which I usually don't have a problem with it. I mean, like, was it some kaiju movies had some really good long fight scenes, but it's just it's a long one, Although I did like a lot of the human characters in this one. Like I said, Mickey makes a return, the psychic, or the ESP. There's a dude who's like, he wants vengeance on Godzilla because he killed his brother from like one of these earlier movies. His character is kind of cool, actually, and he learns to kind of like fight alongside Godzilla because they have Mogira, which I like Mogira. I think I like Mogira because a lot of people just call him like the knockoff like Mechagodzilla, even though technically I believe in like Toho lore, Mogira was made before Mechagodzilla. So yeah, but yeah, he's a little drill hands, he's a little mole, or whatever, and it's cool. I like Mogira, I like the idea of Mogira, I guess. But Mogira did put in some work, though. I can say that much. At least the pilots of it helped, But Space Godzilla is a cool design, though. And I think the crystals thing is cool. But yeah, it's there are parts of it that are a little dragged out. And then this is all film. But Baby Godzilla is the best part of that entire movie. He's so adorable. He's so cute. He's my little friend. And then Destroyer, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. S tier. Destroyer is an S tier. I just watched it like last week. Because currently right now in the series, I just finished Godzilla 2000. But yeah, Destroyer, I've seen it a couple times, and it is just, Godzilla is like, he is just on it. Like the whole time he is like, I'm burning up. I'm going to explode. And that's what I'm gonna do here, and you just better move my way. Like they're like, Godzilla's gonna explode and destroy the Earth, and then but they cool him a little bit, and then they're like, wait a minute, now he's gonna like basically get so hot he melts a hole into the Earth. Gotta create a black hole or something. I don't know. It is wild what's gonna happen to Godzilla if they don't like do something about it. And then they're like, and then Destroyer comes along. These little prehistoric crab thingies just come along, and then just. It's crazy. The Destroyer is like these little creatures just come together. I think someone did the math and actually said that Destroyer could technically exist just because it's multiple creatures joined together to make one. So, but yeah, then they're like, well, this creature could destroy Godzilla. But then they're like, well, this creature's evil. That's another thing. The people I was watching these Godzilla movies, they're telling me like all the monster designs in these eras are like nightmare fuel. And I'm like, yeah, they're pretty scary looking. So, but yeah, Destroyer was great from start to finish. It's just, I think it was like the only Godzilla movie with 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, although I think it was based off like 6 reviews. So take that with a grain of salt. But it's just great. And then Godzilla Jr., Baby Godzilla, he's like his third viewing in this. He's into getting older and kind of takes Godzilla's place because Godzilla gets so hot he like, spoiler, melts. But like, it's a great movie. It's a fun, great movie. So I you enjoy it, you know. So yeah, that's like I say about Heisei. Heisei is a solid era of Godzilla. There are a lot of great ideas that they stuck out there. They had some dope posters. Like these posters were like peak, especially that with the Ghidorah one. Man, they were cooking with these posters. Like this Mega Godzilla and this poster looks better than the actual design in like the movie. So, but yeah, Heisei was a great era, and it's one that I enjoy very much. So, thank you for listening. Like I said, I appreciate those who have just started watching my videos, and yeah, with that, I'll try posting more. I mean, I've been posting for a couple years now, but in a few weeks, I'm taking a break from Godzilla movies because I want to start watching Planet of the Apes because that new movie's coming out. I haven't seen any of those movies, but after that, I'm picking up back on Millennium, and we'll go from there. Thank you. Have a good one.